Classic Busta Rhymes. Yo, hit you with the Tulio. So the music, right? So black music has been infiltrated and corrupted, just like the black movement. Now, when you look at black music on a whole, it is corny now to be an R&B singer and sing about love. Uh, Women are agreeing to go out on dates just to get a free dinner and then going on social media and saying, I got that dude for, Texas Roadhouse, this corny dude took me out. Like, dummy, you took me out, dummy, you stupid. I ate your food and I bounced. No, he tried to court you, which is what he's supposed to do, attempt to court you. But I have got stuck on that too. But when I have a couple girls that they only wanted a meal. They never wanted to talk to me after that. So taking women out to eat is not the best financial decision. You know what I'm saying? But let's grab a drink. That's one thing. But the music. So the young people are up against the Cardi B's and the Megan Stallions of the world. So Megan, I heard a dude talking about Cardi B and Megan Stallion, and he said, "Yo, the music that they're putting out there is not good for you women who are looking for a good man." And I've been saying this for the longest time, but I'm old and outdated, and not in the game anymore. So what do I know? Uh, and the women that I used to date are either married or happily single, and or just got boyfriends that they get rid of and bouncing around from guy to guy to guy. A lot of them at my age are still doing that. They're still playing a game as if they're 20 years old, with a fresh box. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, no, your kids are, out of college. You still run around playing the chick game, which is ridiculous. You should have been married and settled down, but that's not what they choose. So, this music that you guys, these young people are listening to, I said this before, even about Beyonce, who's in her 40s, and I have not heard one song about being happily married or promoting marriage from Beyonce. I heard songs talking about being in love and I just want to be your number one or whatever, and but I've never heard a song promoting marriage. You know, I just never have. All her hit songs are that I know of are not talking about marriage. They're talking about checking up on it. I don't know all the titles because I don't listen to Beyonce, but big ups to Beyonce. I can't really, I don't hate on these people, but they're not. This is the reason why I don't listen to Black is King. I'm not get out of here with that. I'm not about to listen to Black is King when you're not. For how many years have she's been out, and I ain't heard not one song about marriage and to what I'm saying, promoting family when it comes to Beyonce. I've never heard not one. And one of you can come and say, "Oh, this song is about marriage and promoting family." Okay, good luck finding one. Good luck. They just these they don't they are still part of the system. They don't control the music that they put out. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. And regardless of how much money that they have, they still don't control what hits the airwaves because they have a certain demand that they have to meet. And if they don't meet that demand, the people who are really in control of the airwaves will shut them down. They will tell Beyonce, nah, this is not going. You're not singing about this. You know, you belong to us. And that's the way I feel about it. I feel the same, about her and a lot of the other, you know, Gaga and the rest of the, people putting out music. When you're in the majors, you do not belong to yourself. You don't. So, I've listened to Cardi B stuff, and you know, when she was going through, and listen, I like Cardi B's political views. I like Cardi B's. Uh, I like the fact that she speaks out. I like the fact that she speaks to the people in her generation. But I don't like the fact. Well, I don't think she can help it. She is in a game that is way bigger than her, and she has already admitted that she can only say too much because they might get her on up out of here. Cardi B is very, very, very aware of her situation. Like, listen, I'm rich, but I'm not that rich. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not to the point where I can say whatever the hell I want. She's not. She's not. She is being controlled like everyone else. And if she doesn't watch her lip, she'll be out of here just like everyone else. That's just the way it is. And we've seen what happened to Michael. We've seen what happened to Prince. These people did not die of old age. They got rid of Whitney Houston. They got rid of her child. And they got rid of the person who they said, knocked them off. These people did not die of old age. They were, taken out of here. They were murdered. All of those people were murdered. And they were all, signed to the same label. So you got to wake up and realize, yeah, the music that they're putting out is trash because the people who own these labels, the people who own the distributions, are the ones who are like dictating what you put out. Listen, you put this kind of music out, and that's just that. If you want to be this big, see, you can put music out on your own, you know, and it won't get pushed too far. They can even turn your lights out. They can come and turn. They can be like, you know what? We don't want you on the airways. We don't like what you're talking about, and they can come and shut you down. They can. They can come and shut you completely down. So these people may be millionaires, but they're not. Heck, they may. You might even get one or two that might be a billionaire, but they are still slaves to the system. You know, Jay Z is still a slave to the system financially. He just is, and that's it, and that's all. Beyonce is still slave to the system, and I'm mentioning them because they're the big names, not because I have something against them. And there's a lot of other stuff that goes on with them that I just did not want to believe, about Jay and Beyonce and the people who are at that level as far as, what they're doing behind the scenes that I was like, wow, these like they're being like they have to do that just to live this life. I'm like I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want my wife and family exposed to those kind of people if that's what they have to do to live this life. I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm okay being an average everyday guy. I don't need millions in the bank. I don't need. I'm cool. I don't need to be revered by all these people. I don't need any praise. I don't need none of it. I don't need to run around with a Baphomet big old thing and horns on my head and letting people do things to my woman. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I hear goes on. They do stuff to these people, and you can't do nothing about it because they'll turn your lights out for good. And I just don't want to live under that type of pressure. I'd rather you just not know who I am. So I just want to just talk about that because there are a lot of people who are big in the game that are not in control of their own life. They're not in control of their own body. They're not. These people are not in control of their own body. There are wicked people who are controlling these young, people, even the older ones that are controlling them 100%. And Randy Quaid even talking about people, knocking them off. There's a group of people who specialize at knocking people at that level off. And you say something, one time too many, and they coming for you. So, you got to realize that it is a crazy, crazy world that these musicians live in. Cardi know it's a crazy world. You know what I'm saying? Offset knows it's a crazy, crazy world that they live in. The music that they make, they have to make this terrible, acidic. Hey, they have to make this terrible, acidic music to bring down black communities. They have to do it. What musician do you know that's out there that's big, big, that's bringing up the community? You'll see more people in the music industry tearing down the community than you will lifting up the community. And it's only black people. This is not an accident. You hear you hear less Jill Scotts in the world than you hear people like Future, people like Cardi B. They'll push that trash in a heartbeat. But that, Erica Badu and stuff like that, they don't push that as hard. They don't push that because it's bringing a community together. Telling you, about yourself and how to straighten up your life. They don't push that music. They push that music that calls you the B word. And now all these goofy black women are calling each other the B word. You just gave into that. They push the music to have you running around in the thong. Just broad daylight with just a string, covering your body, and you think that God is with that. That stuff is so evil and unrighteous and ain't even funny. But that's what they want you to do. They push the stuff to make the men not want to marry you, but only want to sleep with you. They oversex black women because that's how they feel about black women. Black women aren't supposed to be honored. They're supposed to be oversexed. So, Cardi B and the rest of them, Megan Thee Stallion, every time you see her online, she is shaking her butt. That's what she's doing. She's shaking her behind because that's what they want them to do. You even had that chick Suki Hana came out and talk about, yo, this is dangerous out here. Suki Hana was off the chain. She's still off the chain. They went and got her together, just like you better watch what you say. You heard that other woman talk about she signed with, uh, them boys in Louisiana. She said, yo, it's not what I thought it was going to be. I just wanted to make music. But these people, they're after my life. You know, she's talking about these people are trying to do stuff to me. These kids are playing. So you really got to watch yourself in the stuff that you listen to. This music is acidic. And you crazy mothers who are letting your daughters listen to this.
Jordan's trying to kill me.
I mean, you mothers are what? You mothers, who got teenagers, 12-year-olds, 10-year-olds, preteens, I don't know, whatever y'all call them. I don't, you know, but whatever y'all call them. And y'all letting yourself listening to this, to Megan Thee Stallion, and then putting yourself on TikTok as if it's cute. You're a savage. Your 8, 9-year-old girl is a daughter is a savage. Classy, bougie, nasty. This is your 8-year-old daughter. This is the way you want 8-year-old boys and the rest of the world. You know, you want men to look at your child and think your child is classy, bougie, nasty. You mother, y'all some retards. Y'all some sickening ass retards, and y'all do this because you think it's cute. See, I'm just so tired of people coming at the wrong people for lost, lives and souls, and you're not really going after the people who are really doing it. If you are letting this trash in your house, it's your fault. That's where it begins. Yeah, there's fault on other people who are doing stuff, but you are where it starts. if you don't turn that trash off when it comes in your house, if your little girl has a phone, for one, why does your daughter have a phone? Why does your 10-year-old have a phone? Why? Why does she need a phone? And so if she has a phone, you should have limits on that phone. You should have certain YouTube channels you can't watch, certain TikTok that you can't absorb, and all this other stuff that should be out there to protect. If you can't do that, then don't give them a phone. They should not have the liberty to connect. My nieces are, well, shoot, they're out of high school now, but I remember they came here to visit. Yeah, my nieces, thank you. It is true. Greetings to you too. My nieces came here to visit, and they were sleeping in my computer room, and I was in my room, knocked out. I don't know what these kids are doing. I go to bed early. I'm old. You know what I'm saying? These kids, they can be up all night. They can get an hour of sleep and run, all the next day just all on fumes. Me, bro, if I don't get a good six in, I'm done. I'm not going nowhere. So I'm knocked out, right? Just they get up, they leave. We all get up. They leave the next day, and I go in there because they wanted to use my iPad. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not thinking much of it. I go and look on my iPad, and there's porn on my iPad. And what's so crazy is I had a dream the night before that I was attacked by a spirit, and I was like, why am I being attacked by a spirit? And then I wake up and then get the iPad, and in the memory there's gay porn. So I'm like, what the hell? I told you guys the stuff that you watch, spirits can come through your house. So like I was literally attacked by a spirit in my dream. So I was just like, why am I? And then I called my brother because they weren't, too far, but they were on their way back to Texas. I called him. I said, well, and I said, let me speak to the girls. I said, well, y'all watching porn? And he was like, do not watch that stuff. I went off on them. I went off. I was like, you're not gay for one, and do not watch porn for two, And I just want, I was just so mad because one, they don't know about the spiritual realm, but I'm supposed to tell them that. You know what I'm saying? I don't live with them, but whenever you're around me, I'm supposed to make them aware of what can come through these phones and iPads and computers. I'll read some of your comments. The title for the video, live, may be bad for, oh, I'm sorry, may be bad for girls, children in general to see, hear such sounds keeps kids. Yeah, yeah, and Anthony said that they charged their politicals on here to protect children, yet the video is on here. Someone said the modem porn is still a smutty as it was back in the day, but there seems to be some sort of extra applied in the modern times as if it's hidden entity. Well, look, here's 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 the thing when it comes to, okay, so what is considered porn, right? What is considered porn is people 18 and up who are consenting, consenting adults under contract, uh, having some sort of, intercourse, yada, yada, yada. But, but, I watched this video of this on World Star Hip Hop. It's called soft underbelly or soft white underbelly. And this guy was interviewing this 16-year-old girl who's already a mother and was talking about how she's a prostitute in LA because that's where they live. They live in LA. And then she was like, "Yeah, I'm a prostitute at 16. I'll do 10 guys a day." It was nothing. She said, "And my 13-year-old sister is into it also. She works right beside her on the same street." I'm, I'm confused. I'm confused. That just blew my whole wig back. For one, you're 16 and got a kid already. Okay, fine. You're not even emancipated in the state of California. I think it's 18. You know, but you're working as a prostitute with grown ass men, so on and so. But when she said my 13-year-old sister is there too, this is broad daylight. This is police see it. They know the girl's age, everything, and they do nothing. But nonetheless, there was a story of a guy who, white dude too, in his 30s, was at home, living at home with his parents. On his computer, he was, going through whatever, and a child pornography porn site came up, and he looked at it like, "What is this?" And then he clicked off of it. But of course, if you just click on it once and the whole thing shows up and starts downloading, then boom, you saw it. Federal agents came and arrested him. They came and arrested that dude and was like, "You're about to get 30 years." And I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm like, wait a minute. So you can have 12, 13-year olds getting, having sex with grown men out in broad daylight in front of everyone. You can do this, but if someone accidentally gets pornography, child pornography downloaded to their, whatever, they're gonna do 30 years. See, this is what's so messed up about the whole game. Now, I don't know if that guy was watching it or not. I'm like, dude, you look suspect to me, so you guys are just gonna have to figure that out in court. But there's no way I'm gonna look at some 13-year-old out on the block selling that ass and not try to, I don't know, do something. This, I don't know what I could do because she's got a pimp, but I'm not trying to get shot. I'm not trying to get involved. But I would question legislators. Like I'd be like, how is it possible? Like I would call my House of Representatives and be like, this is what's out on your streets. I would. I would take it to a whole political level. The police aren't doing anything. Boom. This is what's on the streets. What are you gonna do about it? This right here is 13 years old. What are you gonna do about it? Because you can't get involved. You can't save them. You can forget that. You're looking at getting shot in the face. The one girl was talking about her sister who was 16 was talking about she did 4 Gs in a day. You think you're gonna stop that money in a day? You're not stopping that money. You need an army to stop that. And the police, calling the police already know. You're not stopping that. You're not stopping that. You're gonna have somebody with bigger guns to come on that block and just be like, "This is not going on my turf." You and your sister, you're both out of here, and that's just that. And if I see anybody else underage, you guys are not only gonna get arrested, but we're gonna put you in the big house for a while. You're not gonna, get arrested and bailed out and then back on the block. Nah, you're gonna go to full jail. You're gonna go to full prison. Full prison. Don't come out here no more. And that's just that. So the music, but yes, the music is not helping. But the music is not helping the black community. Cardi B's music does not help the black community, but it is not Cardi B's fault, is what I'm trying to say. Cardi B is under pressure to perform. But the thing I like about Cardi B is Cardi B came through the social media channel. You know, she didn't come through up as a rapper. She came through the social media channel. She was big on social media and had a following long before she put out Bodak Yellow. You know what I'm saying? So she was just like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna put this out just to see what happens. And then Bodak Yellow just happened to be a hit. And I actually like some of Cardi B's social media stuff because she was talking about, the presidents and stuff. She was doing that long before she got popular in the music game. She was on a political thing, and I was like, this chick is smart. She's street smart, and she's in the politics. And I was listening to that. I was like, okay, cool. So I started listening to some of the stuff she says. Now a lot of stuff she'll get on there, her antics. She'll get on there, and I just tune out because it's just so immature, and it's not for me. It's not for my listening ears. But I am nowhere near in her age bracket. I'm twice these people's age, so I'm not anywhere near being a millennial, and I'm not the audience she's trying to capture. So it's a big separation. There's a big gap between what the younger people have digested and what I digested back in the day. The women I knew back in the day wouldn't dare say or do anything like what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, if you're not naked, half naked in these videos, if you're not talking about killing people, if you're not talking about having sex with all these people in one night, if you're not, I mean, listen, even when Trina was out and she made You Don't Know Nah, she was talking about having sex with 5 guys at once. And I was like, what are you what are you talking about? And Kai Toy, when she, not Kai Toy, what was that? I think her name was Kai, not Kai Toy, but Kaya, talking about her neck, her back, and all this other crap. But even back then, I was like, what are y'all trying to promote? You know what I'm saying? You want our women to be oversexed, tramps, pieces of trash. This is what you want, and I'm like, listen, if you got yourself a partner and you guys just want to screw all over America, I am for that. 100%. Go out, do the horizontal bop, get crazy, if that's what you want to do between you two. But if you just want to go and sleep around, and then start dogging out the good people, like good women you don't want to be with, because she's a good girl, then you want to, you know, make her something she's not. You know what I'm saying? And there are some good women out there who are just, they've been exposed to some of these bad boys, and they're just like, nah, that's not for me because they are crazy. I'm not doing what they're doing. So, not everybody falls for the Kool Aid, but for the vast majority, these girls are being taught at a very, very young age to be hoes. And it bothers me, but what are you going to do? You know? I mean, I have 2 people listening to me right now. It just goes, I have no power when it comes to the online presence, but this might be 2 people who might turn around and look at somebody in their family who's got little girls and little boys and go, you know what? We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Megan Thee Stallion is not coming up in here. Megan Thee Stallion ain't said not one thing to uplift the community. And her hit song tears the community down. She ain't said that one thing talking about stay with a good man. She talking about being a nasty hoe. Nasty, boozy, savage. We not nasty, bougie, and nothing up here. Not unless you with your, significant other. Then you can be nasty, bougie, and savage all you want. You know what I'm saying? And just those 3 words together, there's a whole definition behind what she's saying. She's talking about being bougie, being too good for somebody. She's talking about being nasty. We already know where that goes. And she's talking about being a savage, just being mean as hell. Like, none of those things a man wants to marry. Nobody wants to marry that. Like, look, some of these people, they get boyfriends or whatever they want to call them, but they don't even stay with them. They don't stay with those people. And you got to understand, as a woman, you got to understand where your value changes when you get to a certain age. You know what I'm saying? Your value starts to, in certain departments, you're not looked at as a sexual object. It is not. And I'm talking about by the masses. You're not looked at as a sexual option once you jump into your 40s. Oh, you're a sex object? You're not sex. You're not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vivica Fox. It's over. You're just not. You know what I'm saying? But you could be looked at as a good wife. You know what I'm saying? Because if you still got that, you still got that. But quit running around here thinking that you're gonna, stop, drop, and pop it and all that other goofy stuff. Be a good woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about Vivica's not a good woman, even though she's still mad at 50 Cent. Get it? you know. But like I'm saying, at a certain age, you women gotta cut all that goofiness out. I say once you hit 25, if you don't have plans on finding a man and getting married, then you're gonna be disappointed. Shoot, even sooner than that, truthfully. I mean, if I had a daughter that was that age, my daughter's older than that. If I had a daughter that age, I'd be like, listen, you about to turn 18? I'll tell you right now, in about 4 or 5 years, if you don't have yourself a good, solid man, you know, it's gonna be harder and harder for you to find one. Don't go out there and turn up and think that you're gonna hit these clubs and it's gonna be all no. You're gonna let a bunch of people just jump all over you because you can, and you'll be single for the rest of your life. Because word gets around. You know what I'm saying? I know some, young ladies around here, and I was telling one of them, I said, yo, what you doing, you better cut that out. It's going to stick with you. Sure enough, before she graduated high school, she had a kid. Now your life's harder. It's harder. It didn't get easier. You didn't have a kid in high school, and now your life got easier. You had a kid in high school, and now your life is harder because that is a responsibility. It's just harder. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you can go ahead and do that stuff, but when you're not with the father, you don't even know who the father is. It's harder because listen, I don't care what the feminist movement is telling you females. You need a man in your life. That child needs a man. I don't care what any of these goofy, Europeans are telling you and this whole stupid movement they got. If you got yourself a solid boyfriend, yo, start getting at him like, look, I want to be married before, you know, we start popping out these, little ones. I'm, I'm just telling you right now, you coming over here with all that heat, bro. I'm telling you right now, if you don't plan on putting no ring on this finger, bro, you can cancel Christmas because I'm not doing it. And then it makes sure he knows that he ain't got to have a diamond ring because a diamond is intrinsically worthless, not unless you're cutting something. You don't have to go, you don't have to take 20% of your yearly earnings and spend it on a ring. You can take that and spend it on a house. Put on down payment of a house. You can get a nice little 2 bedroom condo for 140 G's here in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? You put down what? 10% on that? You put down 10% on that, that's a nice chunk of change. Boom, there you go. We got a spot to live in. Married up. You know what I'm saying? Put a gold ringer on a finger. Put a piece of gold on that finger. Let everybody know. This mine. We good right here. We married by law, by God and country. And then, keep it moving. Quit worrying about all that traditional nonsense. Just throw a gold ring on it. Boom. Make sure she has a great vacation. Don't invite a bunch of people to a wedding just to eat your food up. Get a very small circle and have, you know what I'm saying? And do that, but go on a nice, take all that money, you know, and invest it. Get the fuck out of here. Damn it. Take all that money and invest it. You know what I'm saying? Put it in some equity. Especially if you young, you in your 20s, 21, 22. Boom. You got yourself a condo, that's equity. When you hit your 30s, you done squeezed out a few puppies, boom. You got 2 kids now, the 2 bedroom ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Sell the condo. You just made a buck. You feel me? You just made a buck. You know what I'm saying? The value of the condo went up from 140 to maybe jump $40,000. You sell it, boom, close to two. You just made 50 grand. I'm just saying, people need to be talking to their kids like this at a young age. I ain't talking about waiting until they hit 20. I'm talking about your kid's 9 years old. That kid starts knowing math. Be like, listen, this is how the world works. This is how it works. This goofiness that they talking about, that doesn't do nothing but line their pockets. That's all it does. You spend money on, buying their stupid music. But what they're saying has no value to your life whatsoever. They're not saying that one thing that's going to any value, any financial value, any wisdom, any spiritual value. There's not one word coming out of their mouth. When you listen to their music, there's not one word that's coming out of their mouth that's going to add value to your life. Not one. And if that's the case, you're listening to the wrong music. You're listening to the wrong music. There's nothing there. I don't care what there's nothing there. They're not saying anything. And you need to start listening to stuff that adds value. And that's what I would do. I would play music that adds value so they know what love is. You know? So they know what love is. So they know what money is. And they know how to treat money. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Here's what I found out about money, even at my old age now. Here's what I found out about money. If you get money and if you get money, right, and you're starting to get money, there are people who are going to be in that same process you are. And they're going to see you getting money. And they're going to start asking you, how are you getting money? And the same thing for you. When you're getting money, there are people who are who you're asking, how are you getting money? There's levels to it. And so when you start getting money, there's like people like, yo, how you doing that? And if it's legit, you don't mind telling them because I mean, it's, money is out here. There's a river, there's an ocean of it. I mean, it's out here. Then you're going to people who who are getting money. You're just like, yo, how are you doing that? And everybody's feeding everybody information. Money is a consistent wheel. And once you get on that wheel, it just doesn't stop. It really doesn't stop. The only thing that stops about it is you. Money doesn't stop. It will not stop. There will be some type of currency. You know what I'm saying? But you're the one who stops. For one reason or another, you just get on a different wheel. You're just like, okay, I did this, now I'm gonna do this, now I'm gonna do this, now I'm gonna do this. But the same thing keeps going with money. It's the same thing. That's what I noticed, especially when you're in like the game that I'm in. It's that's the way it is in my game. I deal with a lot of landlords, and the one thing landlords and people who flip houses and people who uh, flip cars and people who are in the industry that I'm in, the flip game, these people will tell you exactly how they did it. You know, they'll tell you exactly how they did it, and they don't mind telling you because the business is so wide and so vast that anybody can jump into it and go from zero to hero. Anyone. Anyone. All you need to do is have your mind set that I'm about to make some money and then get the proper things to help make that money. Because if you don't, you're not going to be in on it. Like my neighbors, they was asking me, what do I do and how am I doing? And I'm like, I'll show you. You know what I'm saying? And so, I start showing them, and now they doing some of the stuff that I can't do, but it's in the same bracket. You know what I'm saying? It's in the same lane. Dealing with houses and stuff like that. So, and you see, like, there's a lot of the African American community that's into it. You'll see brothers who got their own cement company driving around in one of them big dualies with a sign on it. I was like, yo, is that your own company? He's like, yeah. So I love to see that. You know what I'm saying? I love to see that. I love to see, hear about brothers who are, brothers and sisters who are, are flipping and know about all this business and, and they're getting their credit up, and all that good stuff. I love to hear about that. You run around with, a good amount in your pocket, but you're not taking it and spending it on some damn Jordans, some goofy ass shoes. You know what I'm saying? Let me fix that. Jordans are a part of the flip game. They're a dangerous part, but they're part of the flip game now. So I can see somebody buying Jordans if they're gonna flip them. So I don't know how much Jordans cost, but let's just throw out a price: 160, $200. So if you buy yourself a $200 pair of Jordans, and the market dictates that these Jordan ones, Jordan whatever they are, because I had never worn them, these Jordans are worth $400. Then you just came up 200. Absolutely, I'll buy Jordans all day. I buy Jordans all day. Every time you flip, you earn $200. Boom, and the flip is often like it's not once a year. It's not once a month. You could probably flip them probably 2, 3 times a week. Psh, oh, absolutely. I buy Jordans all day. I'll be one of Jordan's number one fans. I flip them Jordans in a heartbeat. I can make my rent in a week and not worry about it. Boom, boom, boom. And I don't have a bunch of product on hand. Absolutely. So the flip game is what I'm into, and uh, but there's money out there. This is how these people become billionaires. You know what I'm saying? All these people who are in the real estate, I'm not in the real estate yet, but I deal with people in the real estate. Some people don't even want to, you get some landlords, they're just like, I have a couple of houses that I rent out, a couple apartments, but it's not enough to be rich. And I know one dude who's a millionaire, literally. This guy's a millionaire, you never know it. He just is quiet, you never know it. He's got spots all over America, but you would never know it because he'll come and buy some of these rundown spots, boom, fix them up in a heartbeat, have these people paying rent, and just keep circulating. I'm just saying that type of stuff needs to be taught to children. It does. I was with Kanye West when he was talking about that. You know, he's talking about what's being taught to our children. You try to teach that to a 9-year-old little by little, the real estate game and owning property and owning land, and how to flip something that seems invaluable, straightening it up and making it valuable. I think that right there is far more important than a lot of stuff that we have or even have not taught our children. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it is very important. Teach your kids that. I don't care how old they are. If they're willing to sit down and learn it, you know what I'm saying? Take your kids to one of these meetings. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's always having one of these meetings where they're teaching you about real estate. Take your kids to that. Don't have the kids with the sitter. Be like, nah, my kid's 5. She's coming. She 5. She know how to. She coming. And every time you go, bring her. As long as she's well behaved and know what the deal is, be like, we gonna listen to this. Next thing you know, she'll start picking up on it. She'll start picking up on percentages, and have her watch Shark Tank and things like that. Even if she doesn't get all the numbers, because she's 5. But the more you start regurgitating those numbers to her, the more she's going to pick up on it. And about time she's 9, like that one little girl who owns B Sweet, because of a recipe that her grandmother made. There's a recipe her grandmother made for oh, you've been talking a whole lot and I ain't been knowing it. Okay, hold on, I'm sorry. Particularly when the consumers. Okay, I did not know all this was going on. All right, and it's just one person. Okay, so let me see. Dear God, what? What's the system? What? Today? Oh man, these damn flies. These modern times, it's not the same. No, it's not. Uh, Soul Train. Yeah, Soul Train. Remember that? Uh, Logic. Logic, legal logic. If you have to be at least 21 legally, buy liquor, and now cigarettes too. That should tell them something. That's true. Very scary double standards. I have scary double standards. Child protection services don't protect children. No, they do not. They do not. You ever seen any of Sloan Bellis? Nope, I have not, but I will check them out or check her out or whoever it is. And many of the, oh, it's a she. She speaks to how she used to try to help them, runaways, etc. back in the day, and her stories and yeah. See, for the young ladies that I knew, and I was trying to tell them, yo, you better slow down. It's going to hit you hard. Like life does come at you fast. That commercial is very real. Life comes at you fast. I was telling her, I was like, yo, you gotta slow down, ma. Cause it's gonna get real, real fast. She ain't believe me. When you're young, you think you're gonna be young forever, especially when you're young and good looking, because people are catered to you. So you think this is how it's going to be. No, it's gonna get ugly. Not everybody cares that you're cute. They don't care. They will run you into a sewer if they can. Literally, they will. I mean, watch the videos of Soft White Underbelly, and they got this girl on there named Ronnie, this Latino chick, and how she ran away and blah 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 blah. And she's a very attractive young lady, and you know, a couple of guys got a hold of her at one time or another, and she said they were not even close to listening to hearing what I had to say, and they just took advantage of her. I mean, she had no choice. And you listen to these girls. This one girl was on there, and she was talking about. Now they did have a success story on her. They had one girl on there. She was talking about how things was going wrong for her at a very, very young age. And all right, you know what? I'm gonna get my raid out and spray you at a very young age. And then she was out there doing that. But because Soft White Underbelly interviewed her, they actually got her off the street. So that helped. During the season and pandemic, what mine is even the slightest bit of interested in. I don't know what that reads. All right, these flies are a little too much for me. I'm going in. Moms, please protect your children. Right, protect them. Do you feel the way two people still hope? Don't feel that way. Two people still hope. Years ago, MLB was on a talk show named Ohio Drama, and she said, uh, then, what after? Man, I can't. All right, I'm done with these flies. I'm done. Anyways, I'm gonna go, but it's good talking to you guys. Talk to you later. All right. And flies.